What is going on, guys?
Nope.
What is going on, guys? What is good, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you... In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a Cubeatz style sample and showing you the process of how like Cubeatz and Frank Dukes make their signature samples, from processing to chords to patterns, etc. As well as using like a BST for these style melodies. Today's video is sponsored by Slate Digital, so I'd just like to thank them for sponsoring today's video. And I'm going to be using that ANA 2.0 Ultra plugin. So before we get into it, please follow me on social media. The links will be in the description, and I'll start breaking down this melody. So I'm gonna just play the composition. This isn't a mastered one, so I haven't rendered it out, put effects on it, pitched it down or whatever and sped it up. So I came into ANA 2 Ultra, which has this like real cool skin you can put on. I went into the Ultra Factory preset and I used the Ganymede brass, put down these chords. So yeah, you might be wondering why it has that weird like zoom. It is due to a little shaper box on it, just a volume automation. Just some simple chords, so it's just a 1/4 progression. Just played this pattern. And I mess with the velocities a ton, as you can see, like a real harp. In terms of processing, I have a fruity flanges, a halftime with it turned down quite a lot, which adds like this sort of rhythmic effect to it, and 2 EQs. So without the effects, it would sound like this. So the flanges just adds a little bit of like movement and like, you know what I'm saying? Next, I went back into ANA 2.0, went into the Ultra SD1 and I used the Heavenly Mallet. The beauty of ANA 2.0 is the amount of effects and sound manipulation you can actually do with the sound. So on this one, I added a chorus, a limiter just to make it a little louder, a delay and a plate reverb, and just turned it down a little bit. And yeah, just played this pattern. It's like quite bellish, and on this one I had a Fab Filter Saturn just to saturate it a little bit, Valhalla delay, and just a fruity reverb. So the 3 sounds we have so far sound like this. It's quite minimal at the minute. Next, I went back into ANA 2, used the preset Harp Attack from the Ultra Sad Trap, and just messed with the ADSR. And in terms of effects on this, I used the ping pong delay, but very minimal on it. So it's some like very analog keyboardy sound. On this one, I added a Filter Freak with the Dirty Resonant Downsweep preset, trem control just to give it a little movement, and another fruity reverb. After that, I went back into ANA, used the Scott Organ preset from the Ultra Sad Trap bank, which is probably my favorite bank out this new update. Messed with the ADSR again, turned down the release of both, and in terms of effects, a chorus, another plate reverb, and some compression. So the effects, you can really go to town on it. It is like a literal effects plugin inside this plugin. It's just about layering the sounds mainly. So I have these so far. can really hear the melody starting to come together. Next was the guitar called Watery. Up the attack, turn down the release a touch, just a delay on a whole reverb this time. It just like accents the melody like the last one. So it's just playing octaves, 2 notes. Effects on this one, just a Valve compressor to dirty it up and an EQ. The next added this pad and did quite a lot of effecting with it. So it was the Castillo pad from the factory bank. And on this one, I just turned down the plate reverb quite a lot. And yeah, I just outlined the chords played by the brass, just made a couple of inversions, which is switching a note higher or lower, but it's still the same chord. I have an LFO tool just to sidechain it a little bit, which makes it not hit on the one. Just an EQ to pull out all highs. Fruity flanges, a fruity phaser, and a fruity chorus are all just on the default preset. A shaper box just for the volume to dip out, and another EQ just to do what it's doing, you know. Without effects, it sounded like this. And with... Next, I added these sort of like flute lines called grade school recorders. So, you know, like flutes, recorders, Cubeatz, hand in hand, you know the vibes. Just some ping pong, plate, phaser, compression, phaser, chorus. Yeah, I tried to like manipulate this one a lot inside the plugin. It just plays this pattern. So for the Cubeatz melodies, as you can tell, it is a lot of different instrumentation, just playing minuscule parts in it. Like this is just outlining the chords with a couple of notes. So I used the H910 harmonizer, which gave it some like analog compression and dropped it a few pitches. Then I sound shifted to put it back up to the correct pitch. The last part of this was the bass, which was in the sad trap bank, and it actually is a Captain Crunch 808. I have a microshift slap bass, a shaper box with some weird shape.
Oh my god, what is that?
Just to give it some sort of movement in sound, and an EQ to cut out the highs. Without effects, it sounded like this. So like very 808-ish. And then with effects, I turned it more into like a background bass. And then for like the verses here, what I did was take these parts. So with the guitar, I cut out the last half. Just cutting off the tail of that reverb. And everything else is just the exact same. So it'd be this. So I took the harp and I cut out the last section. Just to give it like a stuttery sort of sound, some bounce. I did the same here with the accents. And to make sure it doesn't pop when you do these little cuts, make sure you have generic on. Pad has little chops in it just to follow these. And it just allows like the extra instrumentation, like the flutes to come through. So that sounds like this all together. And then for the last one, I did pitch this top melody down. I made a lot of cuts in it. All it really does between this section and this section is take out the harp and add in this lead line. So I'm just going to put some master effects on it now and talk you through that. So yeah, as you see, I just tweaked the default preset. Don't want to do anything too crazy with it. The next thing I'm going to add on it is a Slate Digital tape machine. Drive up the input a little bit. Put some Boy Wonder style drums on this. So the drums today are going to be out of my new ALMA drum kit. So yeah, go grab that. $24.99 on my sell-fi. The link will be in the bio. I'm going to start with a snare. Get the tambo snare and just layer it every now and again. Choose the gloss open hat on the one. So I'm going to add the Motown rim and the coolest rim and the canvas rim and just try and make some like bounce. Get some hi-hats now to add some rhythm. I'm gonna use the Sincere hi-hat out of the essentials category. Dip the velocities like that and paste it over. Put the shift just to off tempo it a little bit. So I had the prayer one as well for like a switch up. Now I'm going to put this in the correct key. Gotta be the kick 12, it's the best. Oh, that drum bass is annoying. Off 2-pick. So yeah, now I'm gonna mix the drums and then arrange this beat. So that is how I would make Cubeatz style samples and Boy Wonder drums. Thank you again to Slate Digital for sponsoring this video. If you would like to use ANA 2.0 Ultra and a variety of other plugins by them, make sure to go grab the All Access Pass bundle. It's very much worth it. I'm a big fan of all the plugins. So please like and subscribe if you have enjoyed. The links to my ALMA drum kit will be down in the description, so go grab that and I'll catch you in the next video.